Hello there everyone, it's your bud. Today we're going to be talking about slimes. Slimes are one of the best monsters in D&D, and I think that they would make the best familiars. There's also a few unique traits that I think could be added to make them even more useful. Let's start with the basic stats, and then I'll tell you some of my crazy ideas. So there are ooze cubes, there are slimes, there are many different forms. They can enter the space of other creatures and engulf them. And then any creatures within 5 feet can be pulled into it, and unless they make a strength check, they get pulled in and are consumed. They're transparent, so you can see through them. So if you've ever seen the movie The Blob, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Not too much to say on this monster. It's just a blob of slime that consumes everything it comes into contact with. It has many condition immunities such as blinded, charmed, deafened, exhaustion, frightened, and prone. It has blind sight because it doesn't actually have eyes, so that's an interesting thing. So a creature that's inside of it counts as having total cover, which is interesting. So if this was a familiar and it allowed you to enter its space, then you would then have total cover, which is pretty cool. So as you can see, they have many traits that would make for a great familiar. They're very resilient to many different kinds of effects. However, the fun part is how they can be upgraded when introduced to certain magics or abilities. The first that I would like to talk about is a personal plane. If you used a vessel that connected to a personal plane, a necklace, bottle, jar, or ring, or any such artifact, the true size of the slime would be impossible to know until it chose to unleash its full form and power upon you. Think of an endless personal plane filled entirely with slime or ooze that can be summoned forth at any time from our familiar. This combines very well with the second idea, Polymorph. I believe in the Disney Atlantis movie there are fireflies that are literally bugs of fire. If you could polymorph your slime into a swarm of butterflies or smaller creatures, then perhaps you could do a half polymorph where the slime can shift into any form of what it has previously consumed, but it can also keep its actual traits. For example, after fighting and consuming a bear or wolf, it could change its slime shape into a similar form to gain different forms of movement, expression, and the ability to take on certain traits. Or it could transform into other things. If you haven't thought of it already, this version of a slime is actually a mimic. To have a mimic in the form of a magical item means you can carry a familiar about almost anywhere. Now back to our slime. The coolest part of the half polymorph is the ability to keep its slime traits. Can you imagine a swarm of butterflies that can literally eat through solid objects as though they are made of pure acid? And if the personal plane was emptied, all of the slime would erupt into a giant swarm of butterflies that can encompass miles in every direction. The slime could be a scout with eyes and ears in all locations, leaving a part of itself wherever it needs to go, or unleashing all of its gathered mass at once in a torrent of half polymorphed but still viciously caustic slime. In any form you choose, wolves, bats, birds, anything. Final piece of this puzzle is the awakening spell. To do this would bring a slime up to a greater intelligence and give them the ability to not be such a threat or danger to allies. As a slime can be many pieces or one giant blob, I think it has many amazing uses, polymorphing a small separated part of itself into a spider to scout, or creating a duplicate of itself like Sun Wukong to fight in battle. I think that this monster is one of the best suited for being a familiar. Spurt certainly thought so, and if his slime could shapeshift, he wouldn't have had to carry so many different creatures. It just would have had the ability to change to any that it had consumed. Whether you use a mimic as an item, or a slime as a creature, I think that they could be a big help to your character. That's all for this video. Thanks very much for watching. If you want to show your support, then please like and subscribe, or leave any questions or suggestions below, and I'll see you in the next video.